What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out the Jurassic World Chaos Theory Strike Attack Chasmosaurus from the Epic Evolution line that Mattel did back in 2024. Now, this figure wasn't around in my area as much, for whatever reason, so I didn't really see it a whole lot. I should have grabbed it when I did out in a while, but that was just only a couple of times here and there. So I did see all the other stuff from the line, but not this one. But one day I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger. I couldn't find it. And then I stopped at a CVS in my area. And lo and behold, it was right there sitting on the shelf. I wasn't looking for it or anything. I just happened to pass the toy aisle and there it was. So I had to pull the trigger. And of course, being the prices that it was back then, it was a little bit more, like maybe $3 more than what the average retail price that you would find like at Walmart, But hey, I needed it in the collection, and so here it is. But anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging and see what we got, and we'll take it out, and then we'll do comparisons, and then we'll wrap up the video. So, basically, this is your basic style Strike Attack packaging for the Jurassic World Chaos Theory line. And there you have the Jurassic World logo right there. And then you have the figure right here. And then right here, you got the, I forgot what this was. Probably like land or maybe the plains biome right there. But then here you got the action feature that shows you how to do it. So it just has that little button right there. And then here at the bottom, you got the Allosaur, the Netflix logo right there. You got Darius right here, who is a young adult. And then Strike Attack along with the Combat Extreme. And then Chasmosaurus, then Jurassic World Chaos Theory, along with the Epic Evolution logo right there. Ages 4 and up, that's me. And then you got the Mattel logo right there. And so in the back of this dinosaur on the card back, it's like an open road, and then you have the mountains, and then you have the sun setting right there. It's very bright. It reflects off on the mountains, and then the yellowish cloudy sky right there. And so here at the bottom, you got all the copyright information right here. And then right here, you got some recyclable information there. And then here, you have the Jurassic World Chaos Theory logo right there. And then on the back of the packaging, you have the Jurassic World logo, Chaos Theory logo right there. And then you got the Strike Attack Chasmosaurus, and also you got the Combat Extreme. And then you got this logo right here, this biome, which is probably like the land, I would think, or plains. And then here you got the figure photo image right here, and then it shows you how to activate the action feature. And then here it just says head strike in action. And then over here, if this still works, here is the fax app information right there. So, and then down here we have all the figures that are in this particular wave. Got the Dilophosaurus, the Gastonia, which we previously reviewed, and then we have the Monolophosaurus. I passed on that, and then I almost got this, but even though it is a different render of the Monolophosaurus, I'd never picked it up. I decided not to. It looks pretty cool, but it wasn't cool enough for me to pick it up because I got plenty of Monolophosauruses in my collection. Even though it looks different and everything, but still, I didn't need another one. All right, so let's go ahead and take the figure out the packaging. All right, now we got the Chasmosaurus out of its packaging. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. So basically, this is a ceratopsian, and it also lived in the late Cretaceous period in the what kind of formation? What was it? The Campanian stage, I think, or formation. Campanian, I think that's what it is. Campanian, I think that's what it's called. No, if I said it wrong, my apologies. but that's just from what I've read. I mean, did a little bit of research. So I do know about the Chasmosaurus a little bit, ever since they released that figure from the Kenner Lost World line. So, but as far as what it is and all that stuff, I don't really know much about it. I do know, like I said, it is a ceratopsian that had lived in the late Cretaceous. So as far as that kind of that formation, the Campanian formation, I don't have a lot of figures that match up with this thing that lived alongside it. But I do have a lot of ceratopsians that lived alongside it. So we'll just do a little comparison to that. So I like to do that because I like to kind of get an idea of what species lived alongside certain things. So it kind of helps out, kind of get an idea of what was there at that particular stage in the late Cretaceous. Now, if I wanted to do a comparison with the for just nothing but late Cretaceous figures, oh yeah, I got plenty of those. But I tried to make sure that we have a little idea of what it lived alongside. But anyways, getting off track. But yeah, this is actually a pretty decent figure. It ain't no Kenner Chasmosaurus, but I think Mattel did a wonderful job with it. It is a little bit on the smaller end. I think it should be a tad bit bigger, but as far as scaling goes, it is a little bit bigger than most of these Strike Attack ceratopsians, that we have gotten in the past. So that's good, because it is a little bit bigger. But anyways, so yeah, we got this like creamy avocado cream body style right here, and so then we got this kind of a reddish paint right here on the top, and then here we have the head sculpt is pretty good right here. So I really do like the head sculpt. I like the fact that they had the painted beak, and the horns are rubberized, so that's good there. So the eyes are on point on both sides, so that's a good thing. So not a whole lot of paint on the face or in the frill, just the black designs that they had right there. So, but as far as the head sculpt and the detail of the frill, it's incredible. Got the nice little texturing and everything. I do wish that they did paint a little bit of the horns. I'm pretty sure they didn't have to do all of them, but at least a little bit. The main ones like here at the top, that would have been cool. But it is what it is. So, but I do like the fact that they match the paint, for the back with the head and everything. So that's good. So, but as far as the details of the main body goes, it looks good. As usual. It is a heavy set creature. This is actually a heavy figure, for whatever reason. But yeah, you get the little wrinkles here on the side. You can get the rib cages there. You got the detail in the hind legs and everything. So no painted toenails or anything. So then on this side, it's not as deep, but you do got some deep details there on that side, and you got the little wrinkling around the shoulder right there. So, but yeah, other than that, it looks great. So here is the fax app information for those who need it. And then there is the button for the action feature. So you just basically have your figure there. It's just your simple headbutting action. So, awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some comparisons. Alright, so the first comparisons is with the species that lived alongside it is the Pentaceratops. Now, keep in mind, this is the Pentaceratops is way oversized, I think. It needs to be scaled down a little bit bigger. At least it should be like Strike Attack, or no, not Strike Attack. The dinosaurs that make sounds. Yeah, it needs to be that scaled down some. But I do love the Pentaceratops figure. So even though it is a bit oversized, I do love the aesthetics of it, the feel, and how they did the rubberized frill and head sculpt and everything. So it's an amazing figure in itself. But it is, if you're going for accuracy, it is a little bit too big. It does need to be like scaled down at least half its size. So to be more accurate. All right, so we'll just move Penta over there a little bit. We'll just scoot him over there. So another one is the Styracosaurus. So scaling is a little bit smaller as far as the size goes. So I think it is. So we can just bring that here. So yeah, well, maybe it is around the same size. The tail's a little bit longer, but the body's a little bit fatter, Because then it probably has to do with the action feature. I don't know, but overall, you see how they was able to do the spikes or the horns on the frill. They should have been able to do that over here, in my opinion. But yeah, and I think the Styracosaurus needs to be a little bit bigger too. I think it's a little bit undersized. So, and then the final ceratopsian that it lived alongside with is the Cosmoceratops. So that's pretty cool. I think the Cosmo needs to be just a hair bigger too. But other than that, it is pretty much accurate. That is pretty much scientifically accurate when it comes to this particular species. So you see all the detail that they gave it with the horns and everything on both the Styracosaurus and the Cosmo. They should have detailed it like that with the Chasmosaurus. So, but overall, these are the different ceratopsians that it lived alongside during its stages of life. And then, of course, we got the human comparison. So, like I said, it needs to be just a little bit bigger. And let's go ahead and do a comparison with the Kenner. So that's the main comparison that everybody's waiting on. So, here is the Kenner version of the Cosmoceratops. Chasmosaurus, my bad. So, if anything, this needed to be this size, if you really want scale representation. So that should be at least about that size. And that's pretty much for mainly all of these, for like the Styracosaurus and the Cosmo, they needed to be at least this big, for the most part. And so if you want to do an accurate size comparison, the human, that's pretty much accurate there. That is accurate to this, not so much to this, because this is like a little subadult, But overall, I still like this figure. It is a good figure, so I recommend that if you don't have this, and if you can find this, if you're just strictly going for just Mattel Jurassic World stuff, it's a good figure to add to the collection. Will we get another one later on down the line? Who knows? Who knows? But I would like to see this to be next time if Mattel does decide to do another one, have it at least this big, because it makes more sense if they really want to be a true accuracy. But than that, it's night and day, of course, But overall, like I said, it's a good figure, All right, so that was the review. Hope y'all enjoyed that review as much as I did filming it. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this Chasmosaurus. Which one do you like better? Do you like the Kenner one, or do you like the Mattel version? And let me know if you have this in your collection. Do you want it in your collection? Are you going to get it for your collection? Let me know. And don't forget, words of wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.